How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm doing a question and answer video to celebrate reaching 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Um, for those of you who don't know, I started making videos more seriously around July or thereabouts of last year, 2021. So it has been just over a year, a few extra months since I started really trying to produce regular content. Let's just put it that way. And so it's been a while, and for a long time it felt like my channel had stagnated, and I was getting frustrated and discouraged, and not sure how to proceed because obviously I want to make good content, but without any kind of uh, exterior motivation, the intrinsic motivation isn't going to drive me to the end, kind of thing. Your support the whole time has meant so much. People who have supported me since the beginning, you know who you are, and people who have joined along the way, thank you so much. It is only with your guys' support that I have reached this milestone, and I could not be more stoked about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, as I said earlier, I'm doing a question and answer format for this video. I know it's pretty cliche, but it is what it is. So without further ado, I will get right to the questions. So, first one is from Aline, and actually he put up 5 questions in his comment. He asks, first, are you excited about the future of Assassin's Creed, or simply curious to see what they're going to do moving forward? Answer is, I don't have any super concrete expectations per se, so I am cautiously optimistic. I'll put it that way. I think Assassin's Creed Mirage could be the game that a lot of us have been waiting for since they stopped making the kind of Assassin's Creed game a lot of us enjoy. By that I do mean, more classic AC format like we had with the Ezio games and the original Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm cautiously optimistic. Second question, what franchise or game, if any, made you like it as much as you like AC, and for what reasons do you like it? It could be complete different genre. For this, I'm just going to reference the Witcher games, which, if you don't know what those are, be surprised if you haven't heard of them if you play video games. I have played through all 3 Witcher games. I've read the books. I really like the universe of The Witcher, and so those games are just incredible. I mean, it's really thanks to the world building that was supplied by the books and the author, Andrzej Sapkowski, that make the game so appealing to me. And yeah. Third question, still from Aline. What are you most looking forward to in your life at the moment? I am weeks away from graduating from university with a bachelor's degree in computer science, and I am very eager to be done with school for at least a little bit before I go back to school, possibly. Fourth question, is there anything you could do as a community, we could do for you as a community, apart from supporting you by watching your content? Honestly, Aline and the rest of you watching this video, being forthright with me when I post a video, you like it, and you let me know you like it. That's the best kind of support, really, is when I get positive confirmation on the content that you do enjoy. And I'm not saying be fake and tell me you like everything I make. That's not what I want to hear. I want to make content that I enjoy making and that you guys enjoy watching. So if there is something you like, be sure to mention that, and then I'll know that you like it. And if a lot of people are saying they like it, then I'll know, okay, this is something that's working pretty well. And if I'm not getting as much as that positive confirmation, then I can assume what I had just uploaded probably wasn't as didn't hit the spot quite as well. The final question from Aline is, what makes life meaning for you and why? This is a pretty deep question, and I don't really want to get too deep into any kind of philosophical or religious topics here on this channel, just because I know that many of my viewers probably aren't curious about that. But in a nutshell, my family is important to me. I have a wife and 2 little daughters, and I do believe in God. So those are things that ultimately give me the most meaning in my life. So yeah. All right, moving on to the next commenter. We have a question from eCard. He asks, what musical artists do you listen to the most? Um, I used to listen to music from a band called Switchfoot. I mean, I still listen to it sometimes, but they are from California, or based in California, San Diego, and they do sort of kind of a variety of genres, but generally in the general rock genre, or alternative rock, some hard rock, stuff like that. Growing up, I always kind of liked the sound of rock music. But I also enjoy some hip hop and rap. I'm pretty picky when it comes to that. I'm not a huge fan of the music with a lot of swearing in it, so I am pretty picky when it comes to those artists. But lately I have been mostly just listening to a bunch of video game soundtracks of the games that I like to play. So Witcher 3 has incredible music. Assassin's Creed, I mean, there's just so many titles in the franchise that have amazing soundtracks, and I do like listening to that. And when I'm just chilling at home or doing something else, I'll put on some like jazz mix on YouTube and just kind of chill out. And that's sort of where I'm at with music right now. All right, Scholars of the Creed asks, what made you fall in love with Assassin's Creed? In a nutshell, the historical settings is the historical setting combined with this intriguing and exciting fiction story that felt credible and yet was just enough, had just enough extra pizzazz to make it, exciting and stuff. So for me, it was the historical fantasy of the games that really drew me in. And then Bent Dent asks, which combat system is your favorite in the AC games? And he lists up the different kind of eras of combat in the franchise. I would say combat-wise, let's be honest, especially the Kenway games, not a super deep combat system. It can be fun to mess around with, but it is not very challenging. I do like Origins combat system. I think that's probably my favorite. If I could change something about it, I would love for someone to mod the combat in Origins to include a stamina meter like with Valhalla. So the reason I wouldn't say Valhalla is my favorite is just because it's still using some of the more fantasy abilities like we have in Odyssey, which I just wasn't a fan of. I like how Origins feels more grounded and just, you have tools and weapons, and that's kind of it. But I like having to manage stamina in combat, like with, Souls-like games. I like that. So, which parkour system is your favorite? Also by the same commenter, Bent Dent. My favorite parkour system in the Assassin's Creed games is probably Assassin's Creed Unity, and I know this is really controversial, but hey, we're talking about my opinion here, and I will go ahead and justify why I feel Unity is my favorite parkour system. When it comes down to it, aesthetics and playing it, it feels nice. I've practiced it enough to work around the jank that it feels fun to just kick back on the couch and just, flow around Paris. And the animations look so stupid good. Like, they did a lot of motion capture, which is pretty apparent. If you play the game, you can tell they did a lot of motion capture for the movement, and it looks really, really nice. Which is why I think those videos do so well on YouTube across the board. He also asks, which stealth system is your favorite? I like the social stealth in the earlier games, so obviously it goes without saying that includes the first game also. I would say like the Ezio games where you can actually blend in with crowds. I like that a lot. And I feel like so Unity is nice because it still has a decent amount of social stealth, not necessarily in the main missions as much as just in the open world. You can blend in with crowds, you can find places to just disappear using social stealth, and it also has the added ability to do line of sight stealth with crouching and such, so that's also cool. And the cover system, although janky, is I like it a lot. I would change a few major things about the cover system, but I like it. All right, and on to the next question from Omar Asim, which I remember you have stuck around since the beginning, Omar, and thank you so much for your support. He actually helped me out with one of my Origins videos way back in the day. He asks, what are some of your favorite non-AC games? I already referenced The Witcher, so I won't go over that again. One of my favorite Well, so in general, I've always liked games with parkour because I've been an actual practitioner of parkour since I was about 11 years old. I haven't been able to do that lately because of an injury that's a chronic injury. It's kind of another story. But anyway, so I like games with parkour in them. That includes Mirror's Edge, Dying Light, Prick, I don't even know what else. Like anything with parkour in it, I kind of like it. As long as I do like it when games try to make the parkour somewhat realistic or somewhat justifiable. So when there's like double jumping and like I don't know what else, it kind of gets crazy. But growing up, I also really liked the Prince of Persia games. That probably goes without saying since that's the origin of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, and we have Riff asking what application I use to create my thumbnails. I use the free application, image editing application called GIMP, because I don't feel like spending money on Photoshop. So GIMP gets the job done. Altair Stealth. How's it going, man? Great to see you commenting here. He asks, who is your favorite assassin and why is it Altair? My favorite assassin isn't Altair, sorry to disappoint. I would have to say either Edward Kenway or Bayek. I know those are pretty cliche choices, but Edward Kenway, definitely the OG favorite for me because it was the first game that I really experienced playing it at a couple friends' houses, and I just really fell in love with that game's setting and the way Edward as a character held himself and interacted with people. He's very confident and charismatic, and so I just like that a lot. Nice Stall asks, he says, your parkour vids always make me want to hop back in ACU. Just wondering if you had any thoughts on doing creative stealth kills sometime in the future. I would love to. To be completely upfront with you guys, the number one reason I haven't been doing those videos is because it takes a lot more effort than throwing together a parkour compilation. And I do hope, as I gain more traction on this platform, I do believe that will motivate me to put a little bit more effort into my videos. I want to put out good quality stuff and not just like crap it together in 2 minutes. But I do feel like the time investment to make a nice creative stealth kill video is at this current time a little bit steep for me. So we'll see. I do plan on eventually getting to that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of great content creators out there doing this kind of thing, like Altair Stealth, Kinography. Like there's a handful of people. I won't even be able to list them all off the top of my head. But Kinography, speaking of you, he asks, what's something you like about each era of Assassin's Creed? Era, I'm assuming you're meaning like the groups of games that have similar mechanics and stuff like that. So I like in the Altair / Ezio era, I like the crisp responsiveness of the parkour system. I like the social stealth. I like the focus on the assassin fantasy, which probably goes without saying. It's where the series started. And the Kenway saga, I like the combats, kill chaining and the extra animations we get, starting with Assassin's Creed 3. It does get dumbed down after that title a little bit, but I do like the way you can get like double kills when you parry two people attacking at the same time, that sort of thing. And I like the setting of Black Flag quite a bit. And then Unity and Syndicate, I just like the mocapped animations. They kind of suck in Syndicate. They sort of botched the way they work, but they look really good in Unity. And I like the graphics of Unity. Like that game looks so good even after 7+ years. And then the RPG era, I like open world games. I'm a sucker for them. And the thing I like probably most about, I'm not a huge fan of Odyssey personally for multiple reasons, but Origins, what other game do we have that's set in ancient Egypt? Like tell me right now. And then Assassin's Creed Valhalla, there just aren't a lot of good Viking games out there, so I like those two for those reasons, the setting. Yeah, let's see here. Captain Kanalkop. I'm not sure how to say that username, but I hope I said it good. He says, what is your favorite parkour system? And didn't we, I think I already asked this or answered this one, but yeah, Unity. Yeah, I did. Unity. And then Roman asks, what's your favorite movement system? Just answered that. What controller do you use? I use wired. Well, it is wireless technically, but I have it wired. An Xbox One controller, I think. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. I'm not a console connoisseur, so I don't know exactly what the different generations of consoles and their controllers are about, but because I play on PC, but I do use an Xbox controller. If I play with a controller, sometimes I'll use mouse and keyboard, but I've been using controller for Assassin's Creed games a lot lately. And then he also asks, what do you expect about AC Mirage's parkour movement system? Natural motion matching smooth animations generated via neural network. I'm not really sure what you mean by that last part, but I am, again, cautiously optimistic and hopeful that they will give us something much more akin to what we had in AC Unity, and hopefully build on that, because I think what they had in Unity was very flawed, but it was heading the right direction. And if they had built off of that in Syndicate and then Origins, it could have turned into something incredible, but they kind of dropped the ball with Syndicate and even more so in Origins. So I would like to see them build off of that. I like having control of the direction you go up and down, but I also like to have control in every other dimension as well. So it can be hard, I think, creating a decent movement system, but yeah, that would be cool to see. Cool to see them do something like what we had in Unity. And then Morris asks, who's your favorite Assassin's Creed protagonist? And that one I already answered is Edward Kenway / Bayek, because he's a cool dad. So, and I can relate to that. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough, I think. I'll try to edit it down for time, but thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, look forward to more videos coming up in the future on my channel. I hope to be putting out content weekly, as I have been, and I will be putting the best effort I can into making it quality and interesting, because that's the only way it's worth it to me, and it's the only way it's worth it to you guys. So I appreciate all your constructive feedback and your encouragement, and I will catch you guys in the next one.